All right, the conference finals is starting and it's the most exciting time of the year. We have the Eastern Conference finals and we have the Western Conference finals. So this video is going to be a prediction of both series. So first, let us start with the Western Conference finals. We have the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. And this is a fascinating matchup because don't expect the Minnesota Timberwolves to get this far. They faced the Lakers. The Lakers didn't have any center and they definitely took advantage of that. Rudy Gobert had a great closeout game and they won. And then they faced the Warriors and the Warriors had no Curry. And yeah, that's all you need to know. Another win in 5. So the Timberwolves have had a pretty easy postseason run. They haven't had any like real adversity until they face a team like the Thunder. Now, the Thunder first round swept the competition. Memphis Grizzlies, absolute trash. Then they faced Denver Nuggets, and very experienced playoff team of all-time great player in Jokic. They still won in 7, 2 really big blowout games where they basically won by 40. So the Thunder, honestly, even though they had their ups and downs, J-Dub struggled a bit in the last series, they are an outstanding team. So looking at this series, I fully expect the Oklahoma City Thunder to win. I expect the Oklahoma City Thunder to win this, and I'd say 6 games. The Minnesota Timberwolves is a very fascinating matchup. Julius Randle had a really good series in the last series. Anthony Edwards can definitely take over a game at any time. But the Thunder are an outstandingly complete team. They're one of the deepest teams of all time. And I've definitely hyped up this team a good bit. And some people on TikTok and other social media platforms say, hey, calm down. They're not that good. They're not better than this team and that team, which I get it. They're not better than the Warriors of the 2010s. But this is an all-time team. If you look at all indicators of this team, this is easily the NBA champion. The only way this would not be the NBA champion is if they get injured, but they're just completely deep at all positions. Outstanding defensive team. And the Minnesota Timberwolves, they've had an easy ride, but I think their ride ends in this series. I do feel like Anthony Edwards will have a crazy game and take over. I honestly feel like they'll split 1-1 in Oklahoma City and got people thinking some type of way. I think they go to like Minnesota, and I think they just win like 2 straight Minnesota, honestly. Or I think it splits. It could split like 2-2, where they do that little thing that looks like going to 7. And I think after that, it's going to be 5-6. It'll both go to the Thunder. Thunder win it comfortably in game 5, and they win a very close game 6. That's what I feel like this series is likely to go. I do say Thunder in 6. And it's fascinating. I don't know if this will be a heavily watched playoff series, because even though it is the conference finals, these teams are small markets. The players aren't really known that much. But I think it should be some pretty good hoops. So definitely a very exciting series. All right, the next playoff series, which is basically the big main event, is the Knicks versus Pacers. Last year in WWE, freaking Tyrese Haliburton and Jalen Brunson met up in the ring. Jalen Brunson had a steel chair, and it looked like he's about to hit him in the face. And it was like, oh my gosh, this is some good WWE storylines. That boy Triple H, he cooked in the WWE and in the NBA. It is the Eastern Conference Finals, and it's literally the most unexpected one because the Cavaliers and Celtics both won 60 games. So how the hell is this happening? The Indiana Pacers, I have underrated the Indiana Pacers. I fully expect them not to be as good as they were. Last year, I said that they wouldn't win a playoff series, and here they are in the Eastern Conference Finals. So definitely my bad on that. The Indiana Pacers have Tyrese Haliburton, who's been playing outstanding, but they also have some really good role players. And with the role players stepping up, like playoff risers and all, the Indiana Pacers have made some really good noise. They're honestly one of the hottest teams in the league. And they beat a Cavaliers team that, even though they were injured, they still did their job. Like, I'm still like very surprised, even with the injuries, that Indiana won. And they beat the Bucks in 5 and basically might have broke up that whole entire team with Giannis. So this Indiana team back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals is outstandingly impressive. New York Knicks have Jalen Brunson, who I had on TikTok. I said, hey, is he better than Carmelo as a Knick? A lot of people said yes. He is a playoff riser. Jalen Brunson is a really good postseason performer. Karl Anthony Towns, guy that they got, I mean, he's played really well against the Pacers for the season. They're a team that is playoff tested. Tom Thibodeau is a pretty good coach. He plays his guys to the dirt, but he is a really good coach. This is a fascinating series because it's hard to really tell you who will win, because even though you break down matchups and all this, at the end of the day, all of that changes when the game starts playing. It really do. So many it's like you have a plan till you get punched in the mouth. All of a sudden, someone who's just not supposed to be this good is all of a sudden playing like this. Someone that you expected to be really good is playing terribly, and a lot of things happen, and these teams will have to adjust as it goes. This is definitely a series that screams 7-game series. Right, it definitely screams that. I don't see this going 6 in any favor. I think it's a 7-game series, but a game 7 in New York with Reggie Miller on the call, and it's the final game on TNT in the NBA. and it's in Madison Square Garden, and this is a trip to the NBA Finals. It's some beautiful script writing. So I think the Knicks win this in 7. It'll be a close game 7, maybe a game winner, but this will be a really, really big time back and forth series. I'm definitely excited to see it. So final predictions, I have the Thunder winning in 6, I have the Knicks winning in 7. Comment down below if you agree and tell me your predictions on what you think who's going to make the NBA Finals. And also, if you like this video, check out the video on the screen where I react to Caitlin Clark hooping out of her mind and getting a triple-double. With that, I'm going to catch you guys on the next video, and I'm out of here. Peace.